Hey everyone, I'm back with another video, and I got the rest of the stuff at my house from Spirit. But like I said, after the party on the November 12th, it's going to all go into the storage unit again. I actually got the werewolf's tail because I actually forgot to put it in the box when I was packing it up, and it was sold right before I came in on the 50% off sale, and I didn't find it until later that night. So I have the tail now because the guy never came back. Today was the last day open, so I've got a Tekky Toys Floating Reaper, but this is not a bump and go one. It is remote controlled only, which is kind of disappointing. It's cool. It's cool to have the feature, but it's not sound activated either. It's only remote control, and you have to hold the button down on the remote. See, and every time you let go, it starts over. And it doesn't work on carpet too well. I think the rubber belt is getting bad or something. But yeah, it doesn't even have a silent mode where it can go silently. That's another issue because that sound is going to get annoying restarting every time you press the button. I'll even show you. It says silent, but nothing happens. Because they just used the old molding from the regular Floating Reaper. It even has the same box as the normal Reaper. It says moves and spins around the room, backs up, turns around, and it does not back up. They used the only difference with the box is they put a sticker on it saying now with remote control. But this is from like what, 2005, 2006. Yeah, it's old. This is Tekky Toys. This was when they were first like basically starting with the Halloween stuff. So it's not too advanced like their stuff is now. But it's a shame that it doesn't have a silent mode. But I am still on the lookout for the bump and go version. And the lights are in the head on this one, not on the hood. Like I said, it doesn't work on carpet. And here's Morning Gory, one of my favorites that I purchased. I really wish I was able to get Floating Ghost Girl. The broken pumpkin carver. It needs a new motor. And the brand new pumpkin carver. Rising Reaper of Death, Boogeyman. The black jumping spider display, and it has leaves stuck to it. It's probably not going to work much longer, though. I think the springs are about to break, so... but I also have that brown spider to use for parts. It has one spring left, because the other spring on it broke. Boney Tony, Escape from the Grave, Hay Bale Popper. I still am going to fix the wire so that he lights up again, and the Reaching Arm Tombstone. And that is all the things that I got. And like I said, I'm getting a couple more Halloween tabletops. But again, I was really hoping it was actually it was a bump and go. I didn't think that because this is not a bump and go at all. When it bumps into something when you're holding it down, it doesn't turn around. It has two separate buttons. And I really wanted to have the bump and go version for the party. I mean, again, this version is fine if only it had the actual silent mode, because I don't want it doing the sound and restarting the sound every time you hit the button. That's the wheel. See? Yeah. So yeah, that's the Floating Reaper. Again, hopefully I can find the other version, and then, yeah. Because the Reaper is my favorite, because I've had the first Reaper ever since 2006. And it'd be nice to have him again. And he looks really cool. I remember when I first made a YouTube video of him, I had a knife in his hand. He looked really creepy that way. So, yeah. So anyways, I think that's it for this video. I'm going to set these up and get their boxes out of the way. They're not going to fit. I have to keep them 3 feet, though, because my ceilings are only 6'2", and those two are taller than 6'2". I'm 6'2", and even the Boogeyman is taller than me. That's why I got the Boogeyman. I know his animation isn't the coolest, but, man, I'm telling you, he has great detail, and he's tall. That's what I like about him. And he was the last one. I was going to offer how much my boss wanted for the broken Boogeyman, because our display when the speaker went out and the head was not really twitching too well anymore. Because he let me have this for $40. I was gonna, but it was gone when I got there, so I just got the last brand new one, which I probably got a better deal for that because I got it 80% off. So I got everything 80% off with employee discount. So yeah, and that jumping spider they gave me for free. My boss gives me some broken ones for free sometimes because he knows that I can use them for parts. So yeah. Otherwise, it was just gonna get thrown away, and then there's no use in doing that when it has good parts in it. Like I can use the motor from that and fix her. I mean, and if that one doesn't work, I'm gonna have to use parts from this one to fix that one. That's also another reason why I have two, because if one of them breaks, I'll need one left, one more. And I'm sure eventually her springs are going to break too since she's been used a lot. That's also why I wanted to buy a fresh one. Even if she's fixable, these are eventually going to snap. They will. She's been used a lot. I'm surprised none of the poles have snapped, especially that pole, because this is usually where the poles snap on these jumping ones. So, but yeah. Like you said, I thought that she was a very durable prop this year. Because look at how she's designed. I know it's a lot of plastic, but I think Lunging Lily is a little bit worse. Like she has even more plastic than this, and she's more fragile. See this is thick. Looks like thick, durable plastic. As long as it's not stepped on or anything, it looks like it would last. You know. That's why I was saying that it looks like Tekky's designs have improved. And as Donovan or DD Richard was saying, Tekky Toys' props were outlasting the other companies this year. They really were. We had 3 swinging scarecrows that stopped working in the mouth. The wires kept pulling off. I heard Floating Ghost Girl was really bad, but ours lasted the whole season. Escape from the Grave, we had two of them ended up breaking at our store. And so yeah, and our Rising Reaper had a defective wire harness. That's why the mouth didn't move at the start and the eyes didn't light up, so that one didn't work. And that was the seasonal visions, and usually they're, and that's kind of a factor thing, because usually seasonal visions are good. But I'm just saying, Tekky's props I know her and the Boogeyman went out, but they were being used since August 31st. They were being used for 2.5 months. Well, I mean, it's kind of obvious they're going to quit at some point if they're being used that much. And after the first day we opened, the Jumping Spider's rubber belt broke, but I fixed it. But that doesn't always happen too often either. So, and a Morning Gory, there's no problems. Just her one eye is dim. But I bought the store displays for a reason. I wanted to take them assembled already. But here's the thing: if a store display lasts the entire season without breaking, I trust it. I trust it enough to buy it and that it's going to last me. Because if it's lasted the whole season, that means it's good. I mean, being used, 1,000, 2,000 times a day? Yeah. And Escape from the Grave, I think this is one of their best quality props of the year by Tekky. Because look at how well the tombstone is supported by this. You know, their other tombstone props, they have those plastic stakes. This works out much better, and you can see right here, it has holes. They come with metal stakes, so you can stake it into the ground. So this is a good quality prop, and this has lasted the whole season, and this is also the store display. And also, the battery in this thing lasted 2 months. A month and a half, actually. And of constant use without having to change it. This had a really long battery life. Same with the Sitting Scarecrow. Yeah, it has a really long battery life, and I think this is a good quality prop. So, yeah. Anyways, there we have it. That's our Spirit Halloween haul again. I just had to make another update, especially with the Floating Reaper. but unfortunately, it's not what I thought it was going to be. It's cool to have the remote control option, but it's too bad it doesn't have a silent mode. Or if it is supposed to work on silent mode, this one doesn't. But I don't know. I'm guessing they just use the molds from the older units, because that's what Tekky does. Like, they still use the base from Guardian of the Grave on some of their newer props. They use some of the older cutouts and stuff like that. You know, sometimes they just do that. So, yeah, but anyways, he's cool, and I know I'll eventually find the other version. I will. This version is much harder to find. Like, this version is very, very limited edition, so, whereas the other version is easier to find, but it's also hard to find. But, you know, they also made the Witch, the Ghost, so I'll be able to find something. So at least it's cool to have a remote control one. So yeah. Anyways, I think that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.